Skateboarding is no longer relevant. This game, for the most part, is no longer relevant, but I enjoy it anyway. This is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 running on my PS2, and this game came out at a time when skateboarding was like the coolest thing you could ever be. That was like, you're playing football and hockey and whatever, but like, it was cool because it was like the 2000s version of that. Well, not exactly. In fact, not at all. But it was a cool thing onto its own. And this game and the other Pro Skater games were a result of that. Previously, I had played Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX, but in the same group of buying games, I got that game and also Tony Hawk's, bunch of Tony Hawk games. Pro Skater 4, 3, and American Wasteland, all on PS2. Yeah. Depending on who you'll ask, people will say skateboard culture died around different times. Like, I remember there was this guy I followed, who was reviewing the other Tony, well, he reviewed the second Tony Hawk game, and, talking about skate culture and stuff, and I don't remember what the channel was called, but it was a pretty interesting discussion. But, either way, I don't quite remember when he said it ended, but for me, it definitely ended by the time the late 2000s rolled around. Like, by the time kids actually would be going on skateboards, there was only one that went on a skateboard. At least, one that I knew. Oh, shoot. But, I do have a memory of this one TV show, in the late, era of skateboard culture. It was called Zeke and Luther, and it was on Disney's sub-channel, Disney XD. And it was about these two skateboarding kids who, like everybody in the early to mid 2000s, idolized Tony Hawk. I mean, I remember there was this one episode that I jokingly say they go on a holy pilgrimage to Tony Hawk's house, as everyone should by this point. But that reminds me, I had this one freaky dream involving Zeke and Luther once. So, Zeke and Luther, like, Zeke, he had this really strict teacher who was, like, balding, and he, like, sent him to detention and stuff. And so, he did once, and he got really mad, to this, teacher. And so, him and Luther were like trying to find a way to get him back, but they were like in the dumpster, and then Luther found Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Don't worry, it's related. In the dump, and so eventually they go back to that balding teacher, and then he's like, "Oh my God, Plank, I didn't know I would see you again." And then really sad music starts playing, and it goes back to this flashback that's animated just like Ed, Edd n Eddy. Because it turns out that guy actually was, like, Johnny from that show. And while it's playing this sad music, you know, Johnny's parents, like, hold him back and they throw Plank into a wood chipper. And it was really dramatic. And after that, like, I remember I woke up in, like, a cold sweat. So that was fun. But no, Tony Hawk really isn't relevant anymore. Seems like a cool dude. I would love to have a conversation with him about like skateboarding culture and if it can ever be revived. But honestly, at this point, reviving skateboard culture is like reviving disco. It just ain't gonna happen. Oh, jeez. I remember I was playing this game a couple of days ago and the analog thing on my PS2 controller went out. Because I live in Pensacola, Florida, and in Pensacola, Florida, you have a pretty huge redneck population, and when I got this controller, because I got the controller and the game system, the PS2, for about $40, and this is definitely this is definitely the complimentary controller. I honestly think it would have been better if I had just gotten one of those knockoff brands, because that would probably control a lot better than this. Because, this isn't really much like OCD, but one of the, like, dual shock shakers is, like, shaken out of place, and it's gonna drive me insane. That, and when I got the controller, it was covered in that, you know, that redneck dirt that you find on a lot of old game controllers if you live in kind of a redneck population. Yeah. To set the record straight, I don't look down on them for being redneck, but, you know, when your copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 has chewing tobacco all over it, you know, you know where it comes from. Like, I saw online, there was this retro game shop called Super Potato in Japan, and like, not to go full weeaboo, but like, they had all of those games like in like super pristine condition, and it's like, wow, that would not happen in any retro stores here. In all our retro stores, it's like, good luck, man. Good luck if you want to find something in good condition. You're lucky if you get something with the manual, let alone something in good condition. But then again, that is well known as like one of the best retro gaming shops ever. But I've looked around and other Japanese gaming shops seem to be the same. So that's nice. So yeah, I had a bunch of like freaky dreams. One I had pretty recently, like 2 days ago, was I was walking out of the bathroom because I was seeing a movie. And then when I walked out of that bathroom, like I was really pissed. And I walked into an episode of Seinfeld, and so George Costanza goes up, and I just get so pissed off, I'm just like, fuck you, George Costanza, fuck you, you piece of I hate you. And then he starts getting like really mad, and then I decide just to annoy George even more. I would laugh at literally everything Jerry says when he's not even telling a joke. I was like, ha 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 ha, oh, that's funny, ha ha. That was me. I'm gonna end this run now. Anyways. So yeah. PS2s in general, they aren't really like that reliable. Like, I've gone through like about 4 PS2s, and usually it's all because of the disc reader. It either gets a lot of dust on it, or it gets scratched, or naturally it just wears out. I changed level. And let me think. I went through one slim model, one big model, one slim model again, sold that slim model, and then got this one. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I sold a bunch of my video games like an idiot, and now I've been trying to get a lot of them back. And to be fair, I don't think I'll get all of them back, because, you know, not all of them were like 10 out of 10 material, but getting some of them back will be nice. I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 back, which is what I consider to be the best Tony Hawk game in core Tony Hawk gameplay. I consider that, just like how you see people getting pro at games like Super Smash Bros. Melee, that I would get pro at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, since I played that game a lot as a kid, and have an emotional attachment to it. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why there's no music, that's because in the Tony Hawk games, all of the music is licensed, so I can't put that up out of fear of copyright. But then again, I'm not sure how many people would really copyright a channel with 10 subscribers. Oh wait, 9. I think I have 9 now. Means that that one man is a sore loser. Gonna be jealous once I'm on the trending page, baby. But other disc-based consoles like Nintendo GameCube, even the Xbox, are a lot more reliable, I found, than a PS2. I guess because PS2 was more mass-produced than they had cheaper parts. But it's Sony, so it's probably just showing that optical media is aging. Which makes me kind of sad, since I really do like optical media, and to extend it out further, I love physical media in general. I like going to Best Buy or vintage stock, that I don't have a vintage stock near me, but that's like an example, and getting a bunch of like physical movies, because they look nice on bookshelves, but I'm aware that it's not a convenient format anymore, but, you know, it doesn't really have to be. If I ever do a room tour and you notice most of the Blu-rays I have are missing their slipcase, that's because I wanted my DVDs and Blu-rays to be more convenient, not realizing that DVDs and Blu-rays aren't meant to be convenient, they're meant to be collector's items. But hey, it's not what you do with your stuff, it's how much you enjoy your stuff, so whatever. Oh man. Um, Originally, I had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 on PS2, and then I got an Xbox version of it, which was really nice because I grew very much accustomed to the Xbox controller since I have pretty big hands naturally. But either way, that Xbox, like, I only got the console itself because I already had the cords from a previous Xbox. Um, and I got that for $30. They said that it worked, and technically it did, but the problem was is that with the original Xbox, there's a trace corrosion issue with one of the capacitors, and so it's not the disk drive that gets you, it's one of those little, nubby battery things you see whenever you take apart electronics. Basically, it battery leaked. And I tried to remove the battery, but that just killed my console. Oh well, at least now I know how to take apart an original Xbox, which is a console that, like, 2 people care about. I know not many people care about the Xbox 360, despite it having a really comfortable controller. But original Xbox, it's pretty cool. If you get some component cables and some games, it's, on par with what you have today. It's HD for like 2 games. Oh, speaking of that, one of the only games to be HD compatible with the original Xbox is an Atari collection. Talk about opportunity well spent. They should have had it be Activision Anthology for the PS2, because those were like the best Atari games, but being presented with a 1980s soundtrack. Scat. Oh, shoot. And all the 1980s music I know is because of Activision Anthology. Like Mexican Radio, Walking in LA, and my favorite from that soundtrack, Pulling Muscles from a Shell by Squeeze. Oh yeah, I just remembered, Activision made these games too. They are, a crazy company, I'll say that much. Activision Anthology, that was their heyday. As in, it was an actual day of hay for them. They pulled in the hay on that game. Now, originally, I was going to play with my custom character in this game, but I realized, my envisioning of a plot connecting every single Tony Hawk game ever made, is pretty ambitious. I think I would save it for when I start marathoning these games legitly, and then, go game by game, starting with most likely 2X if I get a replacement Xbox. That, or I'll probably just sell for the N64 ports, since while those don't have, like, the video you have in these, they run a lot faster than the disc ports.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, it's me, Ray Romano. I'm back on these Let's Plays. Hey, it's me. I'm guest starring comedian Ray Romano. Hey.
That's my friend Ray Romano. Yeah, he needs to get out of here right now.
Shoot. I didn't mean to upset you. Oh no.
Shoot, missed that E. Shooty. Dang. Oh, that was killer, right? This is the world of Rayman 2. That's my best impression of early 2000s British game reviewer. This is the world of Rayman 2. This is the world of Rayman 2, damn it! Oh, shoot, I meant shoot. I try not to cuss unless it's in an example of something. I can't bleep that out. It's now gonna be on my consciousness. I like that sound. The dum. That's cool. Anyways, I'm looking up a list of things to talk about. Oh yeah! So the same place I got this game, the PS2 and the controller and stuff, it's a local pawn shop, and I was able to find Barnyard, that old Nickelodeon movie Barnyard. Okay, so there was this video game for it released on like Nintendo Wii, Nintendo GameCube, and PS2, and I was watching this Let's Play by this YouTuber Jakey the Rocker, And it seems like they put way too much effort into that barnyard game. Like, it's not completely free roaming, but the amount of things you can do in that game is pretty impressive for a licensed game. I don't think it'll be like grade A material or anything, but it looks like a cool game to play. But I remember I was just looking through that pawn shop on the same day I got my PS2, and I was thinking like, ooh, this barnyard game is like complete in boxed. Oh my god. Yay! Complete skate. I don't think I'll be able to live this down if I see that Barnyard on Nintendo GameCube gets sold. It's as if this game was calling out to me. Ah, shoot. So yeah, I think I'll get this skill point, and that'll be it. Bye.